6'7", number 12, DeAndre Hunter. At forward, 6'9", number 20, John Collins. At center, 6'10", number 15, Clint Capella. At guard, 6'1", number 11,
Sports presents the NBA. Monday Night Basketball is coming right up. Along with Greg Anthony, Brett Berry, and our sideline reporter, David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Hey, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Marcus Smart stands 6'3", but he said, I can guard bigs, so I started making a joke. I'm a stretch 6. Forget a stretch 5. My teammates loved it, and it just stuck with me. He added, I'm the youngest of 4 boys, so I've been up against bigger guys. For me, that means nothing. Kevin?
Stretch 6. I love that. Great stuff, David. Thank you. And taking a broader look here at the year-over-year scoring trend for Danilo Gallinari.
Yeah, and looking at his offensive numbers from the past few years, it seems like teams around the league have kind of figured him out. He's having to work a lot harder for his points, and they haven't been coming nearly as easily as they used to.
So let's take a look at the Boston Celtics starting lineup. Outside, the wings are Brown and Tatum. Williams is out there with Horford, and it's Smart in at the 1 spot. And for the Hawks, and in at the forward positions, Hunter and Collins. At the guard positions, Young and Herter. And it's Capella in at the 5 spot. And Greg, some players say they watch the standings. Others say they ignore them. Which side were you on?
You know, at times I did a little of both, but I typically wanted to watch, especially when my team was relevant. There was a couple years where I had no desire at all to see where our team was because I knew we were pretty close to the bottom.
Shot by Collins, no good. And so it's Smart. He'll bring up the ball for Boston. Williams, a screen on Young. And Trae Young gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
Here's Williams. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game. Down low, here's Collins. Packed in, coming off the assist from Young.
Scoring is one thing, but Young's ability to set his teammates up, just as important.
In his first game after starting in the 2020 All-Star Game, Trae Young had an incredible night, dropping 50 points against the Miami Heat.
And Young became the 4th youngest NBA player to get to 50. Only Devin Booker, LeBron, and Brandon Jennings got to 50 in a game at a younger age. Perhaps the most impressive part of Trae's performance, he did it against Coach Eric Spoelstra's Miami Heat, one of the top defensive teams in the league.
Collins, good.
Confidence there shown by John Collins. Gotta like watching him go right up for the shot.
Smart kicks to Brown. So first quarter just over a minute and a half in. Takes the 13-footer, and Capella sends it back. Pass to Herter. Back to Young. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Passes it to Herter. Collins, a screen on Brown. Kicks it out to Collins. Another 3 for Atlanta.
Well, he's knocking down most everything, guys. 3 of 4 here.
Here's Smart. 11 points last game. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
pass to Brown. Boston again missing. Last game for the Celtics, they pick up the win against the Wizards in Washington.
Remarkable consistency from deep. You can't count on that every game, especially on the road.
Yeah, the interesting part was they kept firing away in that game, but the defense didn't make much of an adjustment.
You know, you're going to have success when you can start out shooting 80% from the game. So early offensively, they've been great. That's the way you like to start.
It's time for T-shirts. And your Atlanta Hawks.
And it's a completely new group for Atlanta. The Celtics also changing it up. Williams, he's checked in for Williams. Richardson comes in for Jaylen Brown. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Marcus Smart. First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play. Tatum against Bogdanovich. Now Tatum is coming off an unbelievably high-scoring game. Shot clock at 2 over Gallinari. And that time, also a missed shot. And so it's John Collins making highlights for Atlanta. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. We come back right after this.
Fans, your Atlanta Hawks dancing.
And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And for the Hawks, guys, what stands out to you stats-wise?
Boy, their offense looks really good when everyone's in sync. Terrific first quarter.
They couldn't ask for a better one right now. Just a complete rhythm by all the guys who got some minutes. Wonderful start.
Celtics trail by 10. And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the court right now for the Hawks, we've got Williams. Gallinari is out there at Bogdanovich. Then it's DeLon Wright. And it's Okongwu in at the 5. Roman the paint. And Greg, you had a lot of success playing in college and the NBA, but what was the most fun you ever had playing with a team?
That's a tough call, Kevin. I mean, winning tends to be the most fun, so I'd have to probably say my UNLV team, but we had some great teams with the Knicks, and don't forget about my Blazers. They were also a really competitive team.
When Bogdanovich drives, it's for a reason. He's made a good decision to knife inside.
Count it, and the Atlanta League has been cut down to 8 on the bucket from Schroeder.
Well, that screen wasn't quite as effective as it could be. However, they find a way to get it done. Credit to Schroeder for overcoming that aggressive defense.
Now, here's Bogdanovich. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production. A nice shot by Gallinari.
And the D has gotten a little bit laxed here defending the triple. One thing you love about stars like Danilo Gallinari is how they remind you that basketball is truly an international game.
And especially, GA, for Gallinari to want to come over and play against the best in the world. It wasn't about achieving MVPs and accolades in the Italian league. He wanted to stack up his skill set versus the best small forwards and power forwards in the NBA, and Gallo has had a remarkable career as a professional here in the States.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, the Atlanta Hawks are back. Last season, they won the Southeast Division for the first time in 6 seasons. With quality players at every position, things are starting to gel. Trae Young said, "This feels good. We just have a lot of belief in each other." And guys, they are poised to be good for a long time.
Well, they've clearly made the turn, David. Thanks.
And Lou Williams, always a threat off the bench, has had the right mindset for playing six-man really his whole career.
And as that career sort of is in the twilight, I don't think that mentality for Lou changes, where he wants to come in and impact the game, especially on the offensive end. And maybe he wins you 2 or 3 games during the regular season that takes you from a team that might not have home court to one that does. And maybe one of those magical nights happens in the postseason for Lou Williams.
So it's the Celtics now, following the three by Atlanta. Here's Pritchard, and the layup's good off the glass. Pritchard's got his first bucket in this one.
And that's just taking advantage of some soft defense on that drive. Little resistance for him on the way to the basket.
Collins setting the big for Young. Drives to the hoop, and the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
That's a great move by Trae Young, and a brave one at that, playing right into the defender.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
And he has grooved his stroke at the line this season and been able to maintain it with an average of 90%.
Hunter's checked in for Lou Williams. The Celtics also with a sub. Smart's checked in. And that one falls for Young.
And in just his second season, Trae Young made his first All-Star game in 2020. An amazing accomplishment. He finished second in assists, fourth in points per game, and is starting to cement himself as an elite offensive talent.
Now here's Brown. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Driving to the basket.
And Capella, one of the best shot blockers in the NBA. You can see his timing on that play.
Boston ball.
We have got to see that sensational mobile one block again.
And guys, that is lockdown defense at its finest. Going right at the shot and then able to knock it away.
Seconds left to play here in the second quarter. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. There's 10 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Capella sets a screen for Young. Driving in. Here's Herter. That's in, coming off the assist from Young. Young's got 3 assists in the game. And so it's the Atlanta Hawks feeling good about their 17-point lead heading into the break. They've got their field goal percentage to thank for that. They've been hot from all over the floor tonight. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks a lot, guys. Kevin, how did you find success as a team scoring in the first half?
We're moving the ball again offensively. A lot of guys are touching it, trying to look at mismatches. We found a play in an action that was working for us and kind of just kept going to it.
If it's not broke, don't fix it, right? Thanks for your time, man. Back to you.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
And hello, everybody. What an amazing first half performance it's been for the Atlanta Hawks. Kenny, let's start with you. How do you motivate your team in the locker room facing a deficit like this?
It's all about the attitude. These guys are playing on autopilot, lifeless. They look like what Shaq always talk about, barbecue chicken.
First of all, kid, if you're going to steal my line, say it right. Barbecue chicken alert, barbecue chicken alert.
And now turning our attention to this game, we have seen a very confident performance for the Atlanta Hawks.
They obviously crushed it from deep. They were firing it from every angle and kept hitting the target. I mean, look at the score. Obviously, a lot of things went right for them, but that's a big one.
And that'll do it for halftime. We send you back to Kevin Harlan, who has the second half call.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. One of the stories here, John Collins getting it done today.
Yeah, and through the first 2 quarters, he has been the offense for this team.
Yeah, he's shouldering the load right now and looking really comfortable while he's doing it.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. On the floor for Boston, Smart in the backcourt with Brown to his side. Horford is out there with Rob Williams. And it's Tatum in at the small forward. The Hawks leading by 17.
And you have to love how eager Kevin Huerter is to make an impact for his team.
Well, the roles that he plays, GA, are quite special. I mean, he is a good shooter, but last year we saw a lot of growth in his playmaking ability. He's able to stay on the floor and defend guys at his position. So he has a great IQ on that end of the floor, and his game continues to grow.
And finished off by Collins.
Man, so impressive. Collins way up for that one.
Outside Williams. Hunter against Brown. And stolen by Hunter. Huerter passes to Capella, and the dunk by Capella.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
Yeah, the other team a bit concerned here. They're trailing, and the lead seems to be growing.
Now here's Tatum. He's an offensive force, averaging nearly 26 points a game. And there's the pass to Young. Collins, a screen on Williams. Young against Horford. 6 to shoot. And it's sent back by Horford.
Swatted by Horford. In terms of defense, Al Horford up there amongst the top.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. As NBA revenues climb into the tens of billions of dollars, teams have even more resources to compete. Staffs are growing with more coaches, trainers, and specialists, so general managers have more to manage than ever. Generally, the best organizations are those that effectively collaborate and communicate across the board. Kevin?
And DA, as we know, that's always been the case. Thank you. Smart finds Horford. Now Brown. There's 42 seconds left to play in the third. Left side, Smart. And the first shot of the night for him, missing.
Team starts the second half missing 4 of 5 shots. When does the coach possibly call a timeout and reiterate what he talked about at halftime?
Now here's Capella. They lead by the biggest margin of the game, 25. Hunter against Tatum. A 3-ball. Another 3 for Atlanta.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Maybe trying to find a little bit more space and ball movement to get guys open at the three-point line.
Nice shot by Smart.
And I like the back and forth here, showing confidence from range.
It seems like they're going to find out who can make the deepest threes. Right now, it's a shootout.
And so it's Atlanta holding a very comfortable 25-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. From the field, they have been outstanding. Amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, and I like the fact we get to see this pass one more time. A magnificent feed. And you love to see your off guard taking over the playmaking duties with this much skill.
Because sometimes that's what can separate some of the best players, not just creating for yourself, but creating for others as well.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Gallinari is out there with Gorgie Dang. Then it's Williams. Then it's DeLon Wright. And it's Luwawu in at the 3. So that's the Hawks 5. And Jang gets it to go.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
Richardson outside. And now that we've gotten a taste of it, Greg, what do you think of the play-in tournament?
I love it. I mean, it definitely has some pros and cons, and you want to keep as many teams as possible engaged down the stretch, but it's a long season, and for some teams, it just got a little bit longer.
Now here's Wright. Pass to Gallinari. Now here's Jang. Pass to Luwawu. Gallinari with it. Williams for three. And Pritchard pulls it down. The Celtics shooting a mediocre 41% in this one. We've played just over 1 minute here in the fourth quarter. And yes, it's good.
A lethal attacker. Langford enjoys finding those avenues to the bucket and then just torching the defense.
Now here's Wright. Jang with the screen for Williams. Back to Wright. From 20 feet out, and the jumper falls for him.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a galley win for the Hawks.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win, a game that not many will soon forget, and on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And so looking at their number, this will be win number 22 on the year. And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for John Collins.
He was tough to cover all game long. One of those nights when he felt like nobody could stop him, and they didn't.
Now, here's Langford. Danilo Gallinari unable to get his last shot to go. Here's Pritchard, guarded by Wright. Driving inside. Pritchard gets the bucket. And so it's Wright bringing up the ball for the Hawks. And so it's the Hawks taking care of business in this one. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense, potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much, Kevin. Trey, you guys had a look in your eyes tonight, so how satisfying was this win?
I mean, it feels great. It feels great getting a win. But at the end of the day, I mean, I'm just here to help my team win, whoever we're playing against, and that's all I care about.
Well, you all certainly did what you had to get this win, man. Congratulations. Kevin, back to you.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Brent Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. As we present our New Balance Player of the Game, John Collins.